Super specific message, okay? It's time to collect your bounty, is what I'm hearing. And it's the bounty of God, divine, soul liberation, going back home, your true home, okay? I'm also getting the message that the veil between the light and shadow is super, super thin currently. And it makes sense if we've just had autumn equinox and we're in that season, which is harvest season, by the way. So, you're going to be given the opportunities, because as you go along to collect your bounty, there's challenges along the way, right? Truly accessing your divine love, divine light within you means truly accessing your shadow, right? So are you going to choose familiar chaos or a temporary comfort? Maybe it's in the shape of a habit that you've been trying to release, a mindset, or a person, an unhealthy attachment to a person that you've been trying to let go of, right? So, find out what this message is and who this message is for. Okay, Two of Swords, yeah. It literally is in reverse, and it says on there, attention, red flags. You're going to be, maybe you're feeling it right now, this like being torn away from where you know you've been working so hard to get to. You're so close, right? And then suddenly, it's like the darker energies try to get through. It's funny because it requires a lot of courage for you to put your true divine love and divine light out there for the world. The world needs it from you. And it requires courage to face yourself to get to that point in the first place, right? To face that shadow. But what you don't realize, along the way, you become that person. You become that courageous person. The Hermit, spiritual mastery. That's you. You've been gaining spiritual mastery. This is where you're going to need to put that into practice. Virgo energies, you've been investing in yourself and you've been going within. I'm getting High Priestess vibes with this particular card as well. The colour blue could be important for you. Maybe you've got candles lit, or you like to light candles, you know. Maybe you're a bit of a night owl. You're going to need to... The World at the bottom of the deck as well. That's like a whole chapter of being closed out. This is where truly you're going to need to ask yourself, okay, what is the decision I need to make here? Because of the red flag, Seven of Swords, not what it seems. There's something that's going to come your way, and it's going to really require you to draw on everything that you've been learning so far. Because it's going to be something that, you know, I think sometimes when things are taking a while, you know, you can either lose faith or start to give up, you know, and go backwards into the old ways, or maybe choose different ways that are pulling you, that are actually not the path of your soul liberation, right? But it becomes the easier option in that time. It feels like it. Knight of Wands in reverse, reckless show off. That's what that says. Not harnessing that energy healthily at all. The Star. Oh my God, the Star and the Three of... This literally says wish granted, and this is manifesting your dreams on the card. That's what these cards say. This is what you're going to need to be mindful of then. Whoever this is, they're going to need to be mindful. Number one, what they're seeing outside of them might just be a bit of a false flag. Might be something that's trying to throw them off. Even though I think they're going to need... Whoever this is, you're going to need to really detach from the situation, because it's not going to be what you think it is. Whatever comes your way. Okay, it's going to try and throw you off course, truly. That's the Star. You've been healing beautifully. You know, it's like divine is pouring onto you this beautiful energy, you know. Yeah, 10 of Swords. My God, that's like the final chapter. That's something that's closing out, and it's not been an easy cycle. Whatever this is for someone, it's not been easy. And they don't need to prove themselves to anyone by trying to show off. They need to, that's a big lesson for them. Good things take time. My God. I think that in the past they have been really reckless and really impulsive. You know, especially when they were trying to close out this darker chapter. I don't think that they understood that they needed to do things differently. They were still operating in the old ways that created this darker chapter to begin with, right? And this is where it's like, attention, red flags now. You can either continue this cycle again, or the final chapter. You know, yeah, they've had swords. They've had to really pull out of their own back. truly. Spiritual mastery. Also, there's something about being wary of who you're going to for guidance. You know, there's a lot available these days. Okay, I wasn't going to take these, so I just feel like it's too many. They didn't come out properly. Being mindful of who you're going to is so important. It's almost like the veils of illusion are being removed from whoever you've been. Maybe, you know, maybe you're somebody who, maybe you listen to a lot of podcasts from the same person, or, you know, you really invest in certain kind of figure that you feel has been helping you on your journey or something. But it's kind of like, and this isn't going to be for everybody, okay, but it's kind of like just being mindful, because actually sometimes not everything is as it seems behind those scenes as well. I've got this like, okay, there we go. 7 of Cups, clarity of thoughts. This is where you're finding clarity. This is in reverse, and let's come out with that 2 of Swords in reverse, so that's good. So whatever has maybe kept you in indecision, you're finally seeing through. You know, all that on this card, there's so much. They're on the road, well, the other way around anyway. They're on a road and there's clouds everywhere. They can't really see where they're going, but they're going. Or are they coming this way? Whatever the case. It's kind of creepy. You're seeing through it. The clouds are going to be lifting. The devil there at the bottom of the deck as well. So there's definitely clarity of thought entering the scene, and that's exactly what you need with whatever this is, because I think that you've been around some shady characters, is what I've heard, by a lot of energy that has not served well. You know, I think that it's actually been purposeful in terms of you needing to transmute that. You're like this natural alchemist, okay? That's where you come at that spiritual mastery. I think it's just born in, like, it's innate in you. You were born with it. Okay. Oh, gosh. Ace of Coins, 8 of Cups. That wanted to come out before. I didn't take it because it just didn't fall out properly. But this is going to require you to take... This is a risky venture, and well, risky endeavor, it says. So this is going to require you... Road less known. Road less traveled. I can't remember what the quote is exactly, so if you know it, please put it in the comments. But this is going to be risky, and it's going to be going off everything that you have been gaining within yourself, all your insights. So you're finally about to follow your light now, no longer being drawn back into the shadows. Truly, I'm getting Phantom of the Opera with that, when she's going through like the dark tunnels with that candle lit, right? That's you following your light, but it's not easy because you can't see what's ahead. This is why it's been like, oh my God, but that's where that clarity of thought is entering the scene. Oh, that was the Emperor. Okay. Oh, interesting. 8 of Cups again. I'm feeling like you might need to move away from something that you're already on a deeper level investing in, wanting to flourish and, you know, create it into something. This is the 4 of Wands, and it's like this. Then you got the 6 of Swords like this. So it's up to you. There's better times ahead where you're celebrating union, or there's trouble ahead where you're there's division of people. You know, you see a lot of division happening in the world. You get to choose. Are you going to walk away from the falsity, the fear, the illusion that people are still allowing themselves to cycle through, pulling them away from that path of liberation, their soul, their bounty? Or are you going to say yes? Because that's all dependent on that 7 of Swords now. And that 7 of Swords is that it can be quite deceitful and focused on self, me first, really selfish energy, and sometimes really not, like, kind of acting in a way where you can get away with things, but also it can be, I'm putting myself first now, my higher self first, if you will, if you want to use that term, which always exists within you, the higher path, my divine path first. It's kind of like this, this is where you're learning the balance between those red flags and really investing in that, what feels like a risky endeavor, but truly the spirit within you is guiding you in that direction. Everything else has been so 3D up to this point, and that's what you're being guided to be mindful of, right? Because the 3D will keep you stuck in density in those lower 3 chakras that I talk of. Yeah, 5 of Swords, 10 of Coins. Okay, 5 of Swords, this is not by the rules. So you are someone who, you might be a bit of a reckless rebel. Rebel with a cause or without a cause? That's the question. Whoever this is, the choices you've made in the past, or if this is someone you're connected to, they've been based off your own red flags, right? So they've been really, and there's been a lot of conflict, and maybe you've experienced it from the person that you're connected to, that this is about, maybe. But there's definitely something here about this is where you're gaining that clarity. You're finally beginning to understand. And I think also this is why this kind of risky energy is coming through about really following your light now, because it's kind of like, are better things ahead? Am I going to be celebrating that union moving forwards? You know, but I also think that there's still some kind of veil here with that Seven of Swords that just hasn't, there's just a lack of understanding. 10 of Coins at the bottom of the deck, that could be a waiting for you, right? So we'll see what continues. But there's definitely something about someone's in confusion mode right now. 9 of Wands, so this is saying test of face or choosing your battle. So, and that's come out with that star. This is where you're getting more wiser, that mastery with your decision making. Okay, so before that came through about good things taking time, so now it's up to you to make a decision. What is worth fighting for? Because that 5 of Swords is just unnecessary conflict as well. It can be people and things that need to be released from your vicinity, which I mentioned at the beginning of this reading, right? So now it's kind of up to you to say, okay, hold on. And this is where I think you get confused. Is it a test of faith? I need to keep fighting for this, or is this something that's completely not for me? It's not in my alignment. I need to go. Because I think in the past you've been so reckless and so impulsive that you're really finding that confusion right now. But again, that clarity is coming in. Chariot, you're going to have that strength of will back, and that drive you have within you is going to be much better directed. Let's just see what this 10 of Swords as well is about. Let's get some confirmation. It's definitely a new beginning waiting for you, you know. All right, 2 of Coins, planning and execution. Again, that's in reverse. So I actually feel like that's a good thing, because I think that whatever this darker chapter is that you're now closing out, the energetic powerhouse at the bottom of the deck, you're doing it in a way where you don't want to repeat this anymore. It's like you're learning your lessons, but I also feel like there's something about gratitude that's such a big deal here for you. Gratitude. Which is what's going to really help you to make those, what might feel like more riskier choices, okay? Death, yeah, exactly. You're having a complete makeover, a transformation. New perspective. Yeah, that's with the spiritual mastery. This is what I was saying from the beginning, right? So that's just confirming everything I've said at the beginning. You're going to be allowing that new perspective to help you to take that risk, right? And this 3 of Cups has come out with time to celebrate. So you're going from, this is beautiful. So whoever this is, you're going to be moving from that 7 of Swords shady behavior, the deceit, the betrayal, you know, are either choosing better things ahead and celebrating union, you know, the right people around you, the soul family, that soul alignment. And even if it's just your internal self, you know, not just externally, or trouble ahead and the division of people, right? But this is time to celebrate, and these are they're together, they're having fun together, you know. It's not about common enemies or anything that's come through for a reason. It's actually about the higher path and the perspective that's so much more connected to your divine truth, which is of unity, togetherness. Wow. So whatever this shady behavior is, maybe it was really dividing or something, you know. Me first, maybe, and maybe it's also to do with this regaining trust, you know. Truly, just as I said that. We've got the beautiful Queen of Coins, Earth sign energies again. That is someone who can rely on, who's dependable, who is a nurturer at the same time, cares so much, has the cup that is full, kind of like that star actually. It's like she has that cup that is full of her own, but she's able to pour into others too, you know. She's very abundant. I want to be clear, she's very abundant, okay? And maybe that's where that reckless sharp energy was coming through. It's like not about that, it's about coming back within yourself, bringing that back in. It's not about the external validation or accolades or whatever. And that's what's caused, I think, conflict before in the past for whoever this is. There's been conflict there, you know. Not everyone's been there to being your cheerleader and supporting you, you know. But also it's kind of like being mindful that you're taking the actions in for the right reasons, you know, for your stability, for your internal self. Something big about that. It's not just because society wants, you want to show off to society, or society thinks you need to be like that. Okay, there's a new path opening up for you because of this. Wow, that new perspective. So maybe it's been a while with the Hanged Man and that Death card. You've been transforming multiple times, I feel like. Multiple times. The clarity you're gaining on not only your own red flags, but also other people's, and what you've almost like allowed from other people as well. You know, which can be hard because, like I said, something about familiar chaos, right? The devil. Just as I said that. Strings attached. Oh, wow. That's really coming out with that star, though. And also, this is also, you know how I was talking about choosing your battles? This is where you're going to be tested. Are you going to allow yourself to still be attached? Remember I mentioned at the very beginning, unhealthy attachments? This is really about, it's the opportunity now for your miracles to come true. You've been praying for a miracle, but it's going to be up to you to say, okay, wait, that's part of that darker old path, the part of those, that person I was, the decisions I was making that was just keeping you in. I'm hearing like this dark loop, truly. My God. The test of faith, if it's something that feels like it's just going against your deeper truth, you know, something that you know on the surface is just not the bounty of God, because that came through for a reason, divine, then is that really a test of faith, or is that actually showing you where you need to now release and let go so you can level up? Came out. This is wanting to come out this entire reading, the Eight of Cups. Walking away, you're walking away. That's come out with the final chapter, the Ten of Swords. You're walking away. You're planning, whoever this is, you're planning right now and putting into execution. Maybe very quietly. Stealth is what I'm hearing there. No one knows. You want to move away from this. You're walking away. The Magician here as well. So it's kind of like before, it's in reverse. So it's kind of like before you can create that new chapter, you're really very carefully and mindfully going to be walking away. That guitar sticking out. Maybe guitars are important for somebody. Another road. Roads are important. I'm here seeing someone like clearing their mind by walking. Wow. This is really intense, actually. This is really intense. I think that this is why you might be confused about whether it's a test of faith, because it's kind of like you're asking yourself constantly, are there better times ahead? Am I going to be moving forwards? But they are, but it's all about you walking away from that devil energy now. You recognizing, because when you have that star, that wish granted, that comes from your faith. Remember how I said, like, you know what the bounty is, but you face challenges before that, right? And no, it doesn't always turn out the way you expect it to, of course not, but it's always about who you become. You become that person who's courageous enough, you know, because it takes a lot of courage, this journey, and that's hermit journey. That means you've been going so deep within introspection on like whole new levels, but your perspective has completely shifted as a result. And you're willing to put in that work now to have that new beginning, that Ace of Coins. And now that Queen of Coins is there as well. So, like I say, there's abundance that is going to be flourishing. Don't forget that 10 of Coins wanted to come out before. And just as I've said that, okay, that's flipped out in my hand. But this Lily, just as I said that, number 30, established, ambition, experience, sexuality, achievement, longevity, mature, career, virtue, development, retired. So clearly that's coming out at the right time for a reason. This is who you're becoming, and it's going to, oh my God, the clouds, that's how you're feeling right now. So confused. But it's just because you're learning what you need to walk away from, what is no longer yours. It's so out of your alignment, and not being influenced by the external opinions, voices, you know, the constant what you're seeing around you that has just not felt right to you. Number 2, number 6, Clover, luck, happy coincidence, unexpected rendezvous, fling, good fortune, carefree, a reward, flirt, short-lived. I think this is where you're changing the record as well. You're shifting that energy. Okay, so, you know, and you're not someone, remember, who goes by the rules. So I think that instead of kind of trying to, you know, be a rebel without a cause, you're actually seeing things clearly, and you're recognizing there's a reason that I'm this person, that I don't just want to follow everybody else's path. And it's for a higher purpose. It's for my divine purpose. There's that archer. Number 1, you're on target right now. Careful aim. That's what you're planning and executing. Focus, quick, you're direct. You might be the go-to guy or girl for other people as well. You're implementing a strategy literally, and this is the dominoes, and that literally says strategic planning as well. So it's about shooting straight and being precise. You're on target. So everything that's going to come your way now to test you, it's for a reason. Remember that. Ooh, This is actually really on point with everything that we've been saying. It's number 29, uprooted. Radical break from the past. That 10 of Swords, that chapter for you is just, it's so done. You're going to feel like that. Right now, like I said, there's a bit of confusion, but you're becoming more clearer, okay? As you're going through that transformation, you're phoenixing through the fires, okay? Deep changes. You might feel like it's, you know, when you feel like there's a void, or you just, things feel so misplaced, displaced, interruption, but you're going through a total makeover. That's why, you know, you might be in a separation currently with somebody, but this is where there might be an opportunity actually. So the past doesn't align with your future, right? So there's a reason that things are being uprooted right now, and it might have felt like a forced change as well in a lot of cases, which is why it was that 10 of Swords. You've been through some serious dark times where, and you know, dark nights of the soul, that's how you begin to understand what your true soul path is, and you've understood your heart, and it's like you're able to light that up now. You're understanding your passions, your love, your joy, your bliss, and it's just so not where you're coming from, you know. And yeah, of course there's moments that you can be appreciative of. 111 could be important for somebody. That's new beginnings, right? So lessons as well. Meditation. So this is about asking you to balance. So number 5, staying centered, especially as you're facing all of this. Don't forget that Queen of Coins, she is grounded. Maybe connect with nature if that's what you're used to, okay? Or by the water. This is water. So I'm hearing something about a bath, like a herbal, salty bath kind of energies. Integrating opposing forces, big lesson for you right now. That's your inner self, your inner shadow and light, remember? Flow, feeling complete, awareness, just right, quality, well-being. God, you're going to be feeling so much better. Honestly, you are. I know you don't right now, but you're going to be. And it's because you're really learning how to harness this now, truly. Harness the reins like that rider and that horse. Okay, you'll see me moving in that direction too, okay? I think that there's just going to, you know, when you come through something like the 10 of Swords and you're taking those swords out of your back, there are scars. Scars, first there are deep wounds, there are scars. But it's not about allowing those scars to continue to stop you. It's about saying, okay, those scars have taught me so much. And remembering that as you chart your own course, the helm. 15, you're steering clear. Good. You're steering clear of that 7 of Swords devil energy. You know there's there might be some very shady characters around you. I said that before. It's coming through for a reason then, truly. That are putting you in doubt mode even, you know. But this is where it's like, you know, there's going to be celebration ahead. You know that because you're walking away. You're walking away now, you're steering clearer. You're going to be feeling way more in control. You're going to be exploring your freedom, newfound freedom, yes. Self-determination, wisdom, mastery. Again, mastery. This is deep and dark for you because you are going to become someone who is so divinely in tune and also with others. It's like you're going to be able to help others as well. You know, this says guide, so maybe you yourself will be, you know, helping others to master their journeys from everything you've been through. You know, an expert, going places, skilled. That's important for you. I think you need that reminder because, you know, when you're placed in that situation where, like I said, there's either familiar chaos or unhealthy attachments, habits, mindsets, whatever, it's so easy to fall back into that if you haven't consciously allowed yourself to have these tools in place, or even just take a moment to remember where you're going. The boomerang. Return of what's yours. So maybe that is that betrayal energy, you know, and it's like the record is getting set straight and you're going to be able to celebrate. So another message has come through for a reason. Yeah, walking boots, exit the road. You're making, these are so many decisions for you now to make, but it's so you can finally find your own path now. You're walking away yet again. Number 8, journey, adventure, exit, walking away, self-reliance, taking steps. Yeah, remember I said the external voice, that's so big. I said that for a reason. Exploration, pursuing your own path, freedom, independence. You are definitely not someone who does things the way everybody else around you does. And that's why it's been so hard for you to even find the right environment, the right support, even just like that self-belief and faith that gives you that drive towards where you know you want to go. You've had to go through some serious lessons to realise that's going to be found within. First and foremost, you're here to break through the mould. You're breaking the mold. 9, snowflake, you're one of a kind. You're original. This also says it's quite a delicate situation and it is. Handle it with care. You're feeling fragile right now, vulnerable, you know. It says also frozen and change of state. So it's going to be really, take care of yourself, you know. Check yourself each time. You're going through a transition, okay? But I think, like I said, you're someone who goes through many transitions. It's part of your path. Being precise again. Being precise has come through for a reason. It's like the second time now. Okay, what else do you need to be aware of? I'm hearing balancing act as well. Red herring. Oh, be mindful. That's that 7 of Swords. 18, misleading information and misguiding, diversion tactic, throwing off certain false purpose or direction. Okay, not there. I said that. Just to watch the whole thing and you'll be reminded of that as well if you need to be. Yeah, enlightened. You're gonna be able to see things. You're gonna be able to step back. You're gonna recognize a veil. You're gonna be enlightened. 26. You're gonna have an aha moment, a light bulb. Discovery, breakthrough, reveal, realize, enlightenment, epiphany, illumination, invention, intellect. The 7 of Swords, the masks are coming off and they're not yours. There's something around you. That's how it feels. Something, someone, yeah. The betrayal, the jealousy. My God, the toxicity, counterproductive, deception, backstab, all that stuff that's been coming through. You're going to be seeing things clearly for what they are. This is why you need to take care of yourself, because sometimes those aren't the nicest realizations, you know. But this is where you get to step into that Queen of Coins as well. And this is when also the stars again. This is what I was saying, your wishes do come true. Remember to have faith in that, right? It's not exactly the way you're going to expect it to, because actually it's divinely unfolding. That's even better than you could expect, okay? Number 16 and 6. Reconnected to divine, okay? Wishes do come true in peace, miracle, dreams, feeling blessed, hopeful, falling in love. Nighttime, inspiration, providence, that's protection of God. Somebody kindly put that in the comments before. So, connect with divine. Okay. This is how you're going to be feeling once you find these epiphanies. I think maybe you might be fearing what's coming, but don't. It's going to help you break free of this ball and chain energy, that unhealthy, that strings attached stuff. You're going to be released. Final chapter. You're nearly just so close. Final chapter. Just remember that. Look after yourself, truly. Better times ahead, right? You're going to be expanding. Milky Way. Maybe you already are in some way, shape or form. You have some kind of platform. Number 20, Milky Way. Networking, marketing, internet fame, expand, spotlight, innumerable. Social media, publicity, connected, exposure. That's giving me that energy that maybe this Queen of Coins is, you've had a lot of obstacles to some kind of success in this path. And, you know, because you are someone who doesn't do things by the rules. But again, there's been that, are you just going to do things for the external validation? That's where you've been tested. The numbers haven't come through maybe, or I don't know. I'm not sure actually. It's coming through for a reason though. You've had to really find your experience, established, achieved, mature, virtuous self and ambitious self within before you could see on the external for a reason. Ooh. Okay, so we've got doorbell, magnet and heart. So this is saying that something that you have been, it's interesting, you can read these in different ways, but what I'm getting here, especially with that heart there, is something here that you've been desiring and wanting, you know, for a while. Like this, the magnetic pull, and it's like your heart has been leading you in whatever it is, that direction. There's something about it arriving at your doorstep, you know, that divine gift that I speak of. Number 32, number 10, number 24. Someone's coming, doorbell, welcome, arrival, alert, announce, engage, invite, transition, visit, opportunity, knocks, return, connect, choices. And you got this magnet, so longing, desire, gravity, magnetic attraction, charm, je ne sais quoi, seduction, yearning, field of influence. You've really had to go through lessons of tests of patience, tests of faith for this. Okay, I'm going to get another one just to confirm this, because sometimes that magnetic one you need to be a bit mindful. Okay, this is interesting. So we just had the masculine energy come through, so it could be a masculine energy that's going to be knocking on your door, so to speak. Interesting, but it's all about this releasing everything that's out of alignment with that version of yourself that wants to come through, right? Yeah, mask, seeing past those masks, right? Disguise. They could be in some kind of disguise themselves. Okay. So, static knot. Unconditional love. Number 24. I'm sure that came out before. Unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, infinity, enduring, connected, love of a lifetime. But I think this is where they might be still having this magnetic pull, likewise with you. But this mask came out for a reason. Number 14. with the red flag at the bottom of the deck. So they might still need to clear through, and this might is part of maybe this is about your person connected to you then as well at the same time. Maybe this is like a really mirroring thing, but there's something about they've been in disguise mode, like this putting on a show, maybe the ego or projection, something about that. This is like that red flag for a reason. I don't know, I'm not sure if I feel it's something, I'm not sure, I'm just going to get another one just to confirm, because I feel like it could be just them kind of like protecting themselves while they clear through some stuff, but wanting to stay connected. I'm hearing 1111 could be important as well. I'm seeing that. Let's see. Yeah. Hearts and home. Oh my God. You're their home. Heart's home or whatever. Well, that's what I was feeling. I don't feel like it's like being done out of malice and like, like really obsessive and healthy stuff. Maybe it began like that, I don't know, but it doesn't feel like that right now. It feels more like wanting to remove the masks. The heart, I think they've been in overprotective mode with their heart, but I also think that they've had to go. That ball and chain that was coming through with the strings attaching the devil, you can't bring that to your future version, which means the person that you want in your future, they're not going to want to deal with that either. You know what I mean? I mean, even if they're very giving and they'll be there for you, they'll support you, it's not theirs to do. You have to clear your own shadows first, remember that. Okay, so home, belonging, roots, comfort, safety, family, traditions, framework, structure, building, shelter, boundaries, and this is the heart. And this feels so much more secure, so much more grounded, so much more, there's comfort coming through for a reason, because I said something about familiar chaos, but this isn't like that. That's like the comfort zone. This is more like the comfort of the heart, finally finding safety for the heart. Oh my God. Love, desire, joy, bliss, affection, fulfillment, kindness, forgiveness, romance, contentment, passionate caring. Let's get another one, because this has come through for a reason as well. Just to confirm anything that you need to be aware of about this. Okay. Oh my God. 2 communication cards. Okay. This is making sense now. I actually think this is such... Maybe you connect to this too, and it is a mirroring thing, but I really feel like this is the person you're connected to who is going on. I'm feeling dark night of the soul, truly, truly. Okay. Communication, taking off the masks. Number 12, bridge, communication, unite, connecting, integrate, share, collaboration, harmony, compromise, overcoming barriers, important, delicate situation, handle carefully, stay grounded and centered as much as you possibly can. Maybe this is that luck energy, the clover, and it's unexpected door, knock at your door kind of energy, right? It doesn't have to be an actual knock at your door, but you know what I mean. Someone's setting onto their own path finally. Number 27 and 7, so July maybe. Letter, writing, communication, fax, email, mail, notes, records, news, memo, making contact, information, written documents. You know what I'm thinking as well? You might have been telling yourself, okay, maybe you know that they're acting these shady ways. Maybe you've told yourself a story about that, but I don't think you know the full what's been happening behind the scenes. Wow. But you know what this has helped you to do is connect even more deeply to, because I keep hearing that divine bounty, bounty of God. So there's something about that. You've clearly been zoning in on yourself. Bellows, number 33. Catalyst, ignite, fuel, torched. Fanning the flames, infuse, breathe, kindle, spark, effort required, passion, get going. Passion keeps coming through. So there's definitely something about wanting to bring this out now, to reignite maybe, I'm just going to see if there's anything else that you need to be aware of. I think when you look at the romance angels as well, just because that's come through for a reason, this connection, what it has. Okay. I love it when the cards do this. First you've got King of Fire, Twin Flames, and then Leo there, the Sun. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Within 7 days. That's what I'm seeing that with that communication. They're truly going through that death portal. My God, they're gaining so much clarity. There's something about communication, but I don't know if it's going to be with the masks. I'm not sure. But this Twin Flames, 11, it says 1111. And I said mirror, so this is clearly on point. This makes sense then. Mirror, reflection, divine counterpart. You really are one of a kind, like one of the same. And then you've got the Leo. Oh my God. We've got literally Leo, the devil, then Leo again. So the Sun, devil, and then Capricorn energy, that is, and then strength. My God, this is really about finding your light again. The Sun, vitality, creativity, success, purpose, what's been getting in the way, the addiction, the restrictions, the materialism, reckless self, the shadow self, Now what you're finding as a result of that, your courage, your confidence, persuasion, your wisdom, your power from a more higher level. And then you've got judgment there. So rebirth, major transformations, changes, Pluto energy. What? We got it. Queen of Earth. Queen of Coins, Queen of Earth. It's Taurus energy. Springtime could be really important here. Those are two cards of springtime as well, actually. So maybe you have a memory from that, or maybe there's going to be something that really has even more like power behind it to begin in a whole new way when it comes to spring, you know, because that's all about new beginnings. Okay, interesting. Let's find out. It's, you know, spring is all about new beginnings. So there is truly something about that, especially with that Ace of Coins. And it does say risky endeavor, right? So this isn't something that's going to come easy to someone. They're going to be, that's why their courage is so, it's like inspired, okay? Mutual signs could be important. This is that end of that chapter, that final chapter. Finally, they're wrapping it up. This is about being open-minded as well. Endings and death, it says so clearly. Again, chameleon. I think that they've had to wear many masks. And I think even whilst they've been discovering who they are, they've had to keep on certain masks so other people cannot kind of ruin where they're going until they've wrapped that up. Okay. Reason for that. Truly. This is why it's like things aren't what they seem. Once again, death card. Scorpio. Constant theme. Wow. My gosh. Breakup. Ending. Letting go. Total overhaul. That's just confirmation with that end. That end. Wow. That final chapter is, it feels so like, I can't explain the feeling. It just feels so, there's so much to it, like so much weight to it, but it's kind of like, there's been so much in that chapter, so many lessons, so many pains as well, so much confusion, the intensity, just, there's been a lot, and it's fine, need time. Now we've got the Prince of Fire. Oh my god, the star again. Prince of Fire. This is about autumn time as well, Sagittarius energies. Within 14 to 30 days, someone's going to be feeling much better. So I think within this next month, I've also just had a really blocked, like my throat got blocked. So there's a reason for that. There's something, that communication is blocked right now. Okay, so within the next month, someone's going to be really going through that healing, regaining faith from this ending that they're currently going through, which is where everything feels so just confusing and dark and just really heavy. Not even heavy, like they know where they're going, but it's like just clearing it out, truly making the right decisions, okay? But they're going to be feeling much better. And then you've got the beautiful Aquarius, the star here. So inspiration, altruism, hope, faith, healing. Then you've got Virgo again, so hermit energies again. So that solitude, enlightenment, soul searching. They may need some more of that as well. Even if they do have contact with you, it might be that they're still needing to just regain themselves a bit, you know? Truly. But I think that they'll be, I don't know, I think where they want to go and when they finally see that it's available to them, it's going to try, like, ignite them with, like, that passion, that will, that drive, you know, that fire within. Yeah. It's beautiful. They need to have faith in it first. Oh, it did come out. Strength, Leo energies. So, yeah, that courage, confidence, they're going to be feeling that within autumn time especially, but certainly, and towards, like, the end of October, max, they're going to be feeling so much more confident and courageous, and I think it might have something to do with that communication and how they're received in that communication. So be mindful if this is someone you're connected to, handle with care. That doesn't mean overgive and, you know, let them get away with things. No, just let them their space, be honest with your boundaries and what you desire and require. And sometimes that just, again, that needs, like, you don't suddenly pour onto them, these are my requirements. You know, you need to, they're coming through with communication for a reason. They need some time, but they want to unstuck something. You know, this is about being practical, dependable, grounded. That's that Queen of Coins. I think that they didn't see what they had. You know, they were way too caught up in other things. That Ten of Swords that they were just cycling through, remember? Clarity of thought. That Death card has been constant. So, my God, they've gone through their Phoenix in. Truly. The Magician. Mercury. Communication. Curious, quick ideas, manifest. Autumn time again. Yes, it's time. Big yes energies. Wow. Okay, so this is, the Emperor at the bottom of the deck there. It's about winter, and this is kind of like detaching, resting, finding silence, contemplating, so really non-action. So I think maybe that's going to be hold on. I think that's kind of like the communication is going to bring you time. It's going to bring you some kind of clarity, but also it's going to allow you to go back into yourself and just find your center again, recenter, realign, see where you're at, you know. Remember that space and time, Aquarius energy, winter time. Within 2 to 4 weeks, again, this next month, gosh, next 7 days is going to be a pivotal turn towards that ending that they're going through. And then towards the next month, towards the end of October, they're going to be ready to do this. New beginning, time to get going. Leader, ideas, original, igniting, beginnings, birth. And then you've got the solar flash there. And then the star again, faith, renewed. My goodness. They're up leveling, they truly are. They're going through a complete shift. Does not feel like it. I'm going to see what animal card wants to come through for this energy. You got the twin flame card again. That's beautiful. Divine counterpart. The one. So yeah, it makes sense that on this path, true divine journey, right? 14 geese on a quest. They are. This is why they're going to need that time and space as well. Truly. Migration, relocation, that could be a thing. Dependable, knowing where they're going. They're leaving no one behind. They're cyclical, faithful. So they're cycling through their emotions right now. They're really learning their energy. How to ground themselves in that is a big deal for them though, because this is like all in the air. They're needing to learn how to ground that, which is when they're going to be able to truly communicate their truth. But they could very well be moving, and I don't think they want to move alone here. They want to move with whatever vision they have in mind that they need to reaffirm. They're going to be getting that along the way through divine guidance. Okay, they don't need to focus on that right now. Everything we've been talking about is their focus. Crow, number 21, memories, remembering, mystery, magical power. And, I've put that on top of the magician. So they could be have a lot of, be a bit of a magician themselves. A new event or happening, clever problem solving, which is why they're planning it, executing how to move away, walking away from this so they can move forwards. First it comes with moving away. Observant, an omen. Could be on that path, twin flame path, okay. Soulmate, twin flame, faith, a pair of things, blooming love, the one, deep soul connections, divination, fluidity, again, divination. So clearly they're powerful, okay. And this is why I think that people they've not been treated well, which in turn led to them not treating certain people well as well. So anyway, it's all just a cycle that they're really healing and learning through right now. So they need to make those decisions, keeping an open mind. Okay, safe for you to love. Your person may differ from your usual type and expectations, which I think is why they've had so much confusion as well. Wait, is this the better things that's ahead? How, all this, and then being behind the scenes with the mask. Let me just check in to see, hold on, am I doing the right thing, kind of thing. Some things are undeniable. It's not just about facts and figures, especially when you're on the divine journey. Logic is not going to get you where you need to be. Okay, but now they're finally going to be finding that balance and understanding where to choose their battles. The strings are going to be removed. Okay. Finances and career. So they very well could be focused on their finances. So that makes sense. We've got deception there. That's that masks again, the masks energy. They might have experienced this when it comes to business as well. The deception energy, things not being what they seem. They need to be mindful. Does it look like it's too good to be true? Well, find that balance with internally, head and heart. What's your intuition telling you? You're a powerful person. Making the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to. They're listening to the guidance finally. They're going to be learning how to do this better. New love. So new love cycle is on the cards. Right, this is where they need to pay attention to the red flags, the people, and that's been coming through constant for this. Who are they listening to? Who are they surrounded by? What are the opinions around them? They're allowing to lead their decision making because they just need to be mindful, okay? So I'm just going to see if there's anything else that you need to be aware of. Maybe I'll take these cards. Some final few messages, confirmation. A new start is coming and expect powerful change. We'll get another one. Nothing will come of this situation, and that's exactly why they're going through that death portal right now. They're learning that this isn't about something that's worth fighting for. This is about something that had some major strings attached and has been preventing your wish from coming true. You know what I mean? They're realizing. Meditate and contemplate. That's come through again, actually like the third time. So this is their mode right now. They're going to need to, because soon enough a new romantic cycle begins. Libra energy as well. So that is, the season as well. So the new moon in Libra might be very significant, very important, which I'm pretty sure is within like the next soon as well. Okay, so the timing's on point. Okay, whoever this is, their new perspective is going to be, it's like a whole new version of themselves, a whole new version of their reality. So they're going to need time. That's why they're going to need that time to meditate and contemplate and just center themselves, you know, and detach truly so they can remember, which is why it's going to feel like a whole new love cycle that's going to be opening up, moving forwards. Okay. Yeah, they're so at that crossroads right now. So many decisions in their life. Overflowing abundance, a waterfall. We've got 22 there, and then we've got 34. So it's going to feel like an emotional release. They're letting it go. They're going to feel so much more fulfillment so soon. I'm telling you. Tears of joy by November, certainly by Scorpio season. Their change of heart is going to be so embedded within the number 27. New beginnings again, transition. Their heart is going to be guiding them from such a more courageous space. And look at this. Head of the pack and going places. Perfect. That when I say when they get that drive back, oh my God, this new version of themselves. Because they're connected to the divine and the divine path now. That's where they're headed. So they've got this. They just need to be mindful of their decision making and to recognize the truth of what it is. And, you know, they're going to need time to process everything, their emotion, the energy shifts, you know, all of it, and who and what is no longer part of their forward movement. You know, it's clearly somebody who finds it really hard to let go. Big lesson for them. Number 15, successful, drive, getting it done, leading, persistence, motivated, will to win, alpha male, finishing first, dominate. Number 3 and number 10, you've got adventure, this is a ship, going places, vehicle, trip, enterprise, movement, with the wind, swift, travel, overseas. Like I said, they really want to move. This might be a mirroring thing as well, actually. Wow. The conversations at the right time will happen, okay? So you've got this. Sending love.